Hello everyone, my name is Icela Jayne. Welcome to my channel. This video is basically 10 things that I wish people would have told me before I had the surgery, because people don't really talk about these things, and it's kind of it'd be nice if more people talked about it beforehand, because then you kind of are able to deal with it a little bit better, and you're not so scared when these things do happen or concerned. So here we go, 10 things. Number 1, first off, ketosis. Oh, the smell. So when you are about about a month post-op, you start getting this really funky smell coming from you, and it's in your breath, it's in your pores, you feel it everywhere. It's such a strong penetrating smell. It's a bad smell too. So very quickly learned after doing some research, it's called ketosis, which is basically your body's burning the fat and the carbs in it. It's basically using up its reserves, so that smell is a byproduct of the burning. And people who do keto, you guys know what I'm talking about. That smell sucks, but I didn't know about it beforehand. So when I first had experienced the smell, it was very concerning. I felt bad. I was embarrassed. I couldn't, I would brush my teeth, lots of things, and I still felt it, and it still grossed me out. So very quickly, when I spoke to somebody who had the surgery previously, she explained to me that she had this before, and I was like, oh, okay. So there we go. Number 2, people don't honestly understand how hard the pre-op surgery diet is. So if you are someone who is significantly obese, like I was, I was over 200 pounds obese, overweight, you probably have an enlarged fatty liver. So you have to do a liver shrinkage diet, which they put you on a severely restricted calorie, no carbs, very, very strict protein, lettuce, protein shakes, water. And so those 2 weeks before the surgery are extremely brutal. They do put you to the test to see if you are someone who will keep up with the surgery, with everything, because the surgery is not a magic trick, it's a tool. So you have to keep up. It's a lifestyle change. You have to be able to adapt to it afterwards. So that 2-week pre-op test diet is actually a very good test. I know surgeons who can tell if the person cheated during that pre-op liver shrinkage diet, and when they open them up and they see and they tell, sometimes they'll stop the surgery. So number 3, the next thing that I felt that wasn't discussed much before my surgery is dumping syndrome. A lot of people get this. Not everybody does, but I know for a fact I get it, and I learned that the hard way. So dumping syndrome is basically because your anatomy is rerouted, so your sugar is dropping at a lot faster rate than normal into your small intestine. Anyways, the whole point being is that since the sugar rushes so fast, it makes you extremely sick. That dumping syndrome, they call it. You get these really severe attacks. They are so bad, your heart starts racing. If you feel like it's going to come out of you, you feel like you're dying. Sweat, cold sweat, shaking, and it's like an episode, and it lasts about 45 minutes. And vomiting a lot of times comes with it as well. You vomit the food or whatever. Sometimes you even vomit just the saliva, and it's pretty gross. So yeah, it's really bad. And before the surgery, I wasn't really, they did tell me you do have to watch your diet, which obviously I tried to, and I have done, for the most part, a pretty good job. However, there are things that I didn't think would provoke these episodes, and they did. One time I had chicken, and the chicken had some sort of dressing on it, some seasoning, and that actually caused me to have an episode. Milk, even low-fat free milk. I was a person who loved cereal beforehand, and sometimes I did try to sneak it in a few times afterwards, and I just can't do it anymore. I can't drink milk, period. If I drink milk, I for sure will throw up. So dumping syndrome is a real thing. How to avoid it? For the most part, follow your diet. The closer the closer you follow your diet, the better. And also, as you start progressing as time goes on, you kind of start testing foods. So you gotta pretty much write down, acknowledge which ones do affect you and which ones don't negatively affect you. Number 4, something that I wish people would have discussed a little bit more is how much negative attention I got. When I decided I was going to get this surgery, I kind of tried to keep it close. Because it was one of those things that I had said, I was going to lose weight, and it didn't happen. I just didn't want to kind of like make false promises. I just wanted to do it. But the people that I did let in on the secret, I was very surprised, because a lot of those people were the ones who were like pushing me to lose weight. So when I had told these people that I was going to lose weight, I was expecting yay, finally you are going to do something about it, when I was going to do the surgery. Most of the people reacted in a very like, it kind of threw me off guard. A lot of them were like, oh, you're going to take the easy way out. Somebody told me that, and I got really offended, because for those who have already gone through the surgery, know for a fact it's not the easy way out. It's a very hard journey. Just like any diet, just like any routine, it's very hard. And so for people to say that it's the easy way out, it's bull. So you kind of learn how to not give a damn what people say about you, and that kind of comes along with it. So I'll make another video later on a little bit more in depth about your mental health and outside experiences. Number 5, it's very, very extremely easy to get dehydrated after weight loss surgery. Any kind of weight loss surgery, it's very easy to get dehydrated. So I would what I did is I would have a timer on my phone every 15 minutes, and then every 15 minutes I would take like a medicine cup of water and just take a sip. And that was in the beginning, when it was still very tough to ingest anything, when I was still very newly post-op. I would do that, put a timer, sips little, and that was the only way. I know people who landed in the hospital multiple times because they didn't keep up with their fluids, and they get extremely dehydrated, and yeah, it could lead to a lot deadlier things. So it's very easy to fall behind on your water. Same thing with your vitamins too. It's very easy to just like stop taking them. No, please keep up with your vitamins, your nutrition. I can make another video on that, on what I personally take. I'll make a video in the future. 6, something that changes is your energy level. Your energy level drops to pretty much nothing, below nothing. You get very exhausted, and you get this kind of like mental fog as well, and it's extremely hard, and I mean extremely hard, to push yourself to do anything, even to get up, because after weight loss surgery, it's typical not to feel hunger. So when you don't feel hunger, you kind of like don't go to eat. So I remember being so exhausted that since I wasn't hungry, I wasn't eating, and that was bad. Not eating is bad. You need to eat at your certain hours. And then again, I'm trailing off. Your energy levels are very it can drop very easily. So how do you avoid that as much as possible? 3 things: keep up with your protein, keep up with your vitamins, keep up with your water, your fluids. If you keep up with those 3 things, eventually you'll get through that, because that exhaustion is also your body has to adjust, and it's an adjustment period. So you have to give your body time. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your body. Number 7, something that gets affected that a lot of people don't talk about is your fertility. Ladies, it's recommended by doctors that you wait around 18 months to get pregnant. My doctor recommended 12 to 18 months. I was on birth control. I was pretty much taking care of myself, and 9 months after I had my surgery, I got pregnant. I'm very happy. I love my daughter. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. But I'm just telling you, it's very easy to get pregnant. And if you are not someone who is very diligent with your fluids, your vitamins, this can be really complicated. It could be an issue for you and your child. So make sure that you plan accordingly with your fertility. Speak to your doctor, speak to your OBGYN. Very important. You don't want to put yourself and the baby at risk. I can make a video later about my experience with my pregnancy. but everything came out okay. She's beautiful, she's precious, she's gorgeous, and best thing that ever happened to me, my baby. Number 8, something that people don't really talk about, is hair loss. Hair loss is very common after weight loss surgery. It happens typically around the 6th to, I want to say 8th or 9th month, where your body, you're putting your body through essentially a shock process because you are changing 180. You're someone who probably had very terrible habits beforehand, and now you're forcing your body to adapt. So your body lashes back, and one of the ways it lashes back is with hair loss. Yes, it's temporary. At about 13 or 14 months post-op, my hair started growing back really well. I was also pregnant at the time, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but it's very important. Take your vitamins. Biotin's a very good vitamin for hair growth. It's in hair, skin, and nails as well. I've heard great things about prenatals. That's why they say that's one of the myths behind why women's hairs go back. Their hair goes back fast. It's also hormones, but anywho. So hair loss, it's temporary. Number 9, something that I wish somebody would have told me before my surgery, is clothing. As you go through your weight loss, what ended up happening is that I would go through a period where I would lose 50 pounds, but I would only go down in one size. And then on the scale, I would plateau. And then while I was plateauing, my body's adjustments, sizes, measurements were catching up. So there was times where I would go down a few sizes in a week or 2 weeks. And it's very easy. It gets very exciting to lose weight, and you want to go buy clothes. And I would just say hold off as much as you can, because it can get very expensive very fast. And it sucks because I bought clothes, and I didn't buy a lot. But it did add up though. I bought clothes and, pants that I loved, stuff that I wasn't able to wear before. After the weight loss, I would only wear it once or twice. It was like a baby. And then I couldn't wear it anymore because it fit me big. A lot of those clothes I donated. So I try to tell people not to don't go on shopping sprees constantly. Just try to wait till you're kind of at a stable weight to go buy. If you have money to buy clothes, go, by all means, go for it. If I did, I would do the same thing. But for someone like me who doesn't have the money to be buying clothes all the time, it's just better. Try not to invest so much in a wardrobe, believe me. Last thing, something that I think I'm gonna make a video on this too, because it's very detailed, and I had a very hard experience with this. It's your mental health. Your weight loss surgery affects your mental health drastically, because it changes your mood, your affect, your hormones are all over the place. Being overweight affects your hormones, especially with like your estrogen and all that stuff. So as far as your brain chemistry too, it affects it. So I know that I went through a severe depression after my weight loss surgery, especially because of food. I was an emotional eater, so the fact that you couldn't really indulge in those things anymore, it's very hard. It's quite an adjustment mentally. So like I said, I'm going to make another video on this because there's a lot more with that. But be prepared. If I were you, when you are someone who's shopping for a weight loss surgeon, doctor, someone who performs your weight loss surgery, also shop for a good therapist. You will have to most likely get a psychological evaluation and clearance before you get surgery. That's one of the requirements most of the time for if you want insurance to pay for it. I would pick someone who's good, because you need someone, a lot of times you will need someone to follow through with you through surgery, because if not, chances are, if you don't address those underlying issues why you gained weight in the first place, you will probably regain that weight, whether they're mental or physical health issues. So it's better just to address them. Find yourself a good therapist. I want to thank you guys for sticking around. I know this is a pretty long video. It's my first video. I'm going to be bringing out more videos probably at least once a week, if not once every 2 weeks at the very least. I want to do kind of a few things, but I'm going to start with this. My name is Icela Jayne. Again, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.